G'day and welcome to the Larry Lakers, where we've got the man himself, Mick the Inca, who doubts Pelinka. He's also been a Final Four National High School Championships player in the National All School Championships, not just your public schools. He's known as Mick the Inca, who doubts Pelinka. Not only does he doubt some of the current deals, but pre-Davis and even pre-LeBron. And in addition, here's an interesting one. His brother has a business, Dynasty Manager, started like Shark Tank, started from scratch. We'll have to talk about that, and we might even get to basketball movies. We'll see how long Zoom, the free edition, lets us on. But welcome to the Larry Lakers dribbling chit chat, Mick the Inca.
Mate, thank you very much. Good to be here. Apart from the Lakers thing, like if it was a Bulls podcast, I'd probably be even happy.
Mate, well, there's good news. Tomorrow, the Lakers play the Bulls. Can you believe that?
That'll be good news for the Bulls.
Well,
Lakers have done their dash already this year.
Have they? They're gone. They won the in-season tournament. They've hung the pennant, and they didn't particularly want to, I think, but they said there was pressure from the league to hang the pennant.
Yeah, sure. LeBron is quoted as saying he wanted to hang it the whole time. Whereas when Kobe was there, as he said, Lakers hang championship banners and retired numbers. That's it.
No conference champions, no Western Conference champion.
None of that. There's none of them up there. What are they going to do? Oh, we won the preseason. We'll put the banner up for that. I'm like, nah, sorry, dude. Put it in the hallway or something. Like, yeah, it's nice you won it, but it means nothing. Not really.
Mate, so the Lakers have won that, but they've lost 2 of their last 3 games. They look a little bit dusty, mate. Anthony Davis, who's been criticised, they've got a rule this year. You've got to play 65 of the 82 games if you want to qualify for any of the postseason awards. Do you think that's keeping Davis honest?
Yes and no, because he'll turn up for 65, but he's the biggest roller coaster in basketball. Like, he can be amazing and then just do nothing, and you go, what? Why are you doing nothing, bro? Like, is LeBron not passing you the ball? Are you not shooting? Like, come on. We've all played basketball. If you want to take a shot, it's pretty easy to do.
And they got to get
You
him.
just jack it up.
They keep saying they don't get him the ball, but surely they can get him the ball. They got him the ball at the Pelicans, and they still had the big man, DeMarcus Cousins, for a little man while there, who wanted the ball as well.
I like them two together. He actually gave Davis a bit of grr until he blew both of his knees out, and then, yeah, what do you do?
They need some Bulldogs. I don't think they've ever replaced Markeith Morris, one of the Morris twins. They got him, I think New York let him go, and they picked him up in the season they won in the bubble, and it just gave them a bit of a bulldog, a bit of a banger. They haven't got any bangers this year.
Oh, and Rondo is just aggressive, and yeah, he might rub people the wrong way, but he's got a bunch of championships.
Yeah, classy. And
yeah.
he's in a walking assist, isn't he? And that playoff Rondo, apparently it's real. All these stats went up in the playoffs.
Oh, and he'd be the point guard, like make LeBron play off the ball. When that happens, good things happen. When LeBron's at your point guard, you got 3 other point guards on the bench doing nothing.
Especially down the clutch there, the crunch time, he's got the ball for a long time in the 24 seconds. You get it thrown to you, you haven't got many options left, the poor fellows. Now, mate, tell us about this national championship. We haven't interviewed many people. We've got another fellow, Ethan from UCLA Radio, and I texted him yesterday or emailed him, and he was in a taxi on the way to the airport at LA on his way to Alaska, of all the places, to go for Christmas. He's back on the 30th.
Why be in the sun when you can go to Alaska? Like, in the freezing, he must love a white Christmas tree or something. I don't know.
I told him we'd had a couple of 110-degree days here, Fahrenheit, of course, and he was off to Alaska. I was going to say.
He just heard about that hot, and he's just like, I'm out of here. Well, I went to America for one Christmas when my brother was over there.
Yes.
And I was hoping for a white Christmas. It snowed 3 days leading up to it. Didn't snow on Christmas
Wow.
Day. It was a waste of time.
I was
Albuquerque,
at
do better.
I was at Sacramento, and of course the kids, they're so keen on the snow. Folks got up early and drove the 3 or 4 hours up to Lake Tahoe and bought snow back in the
Hmm.
back of the ute to throw on the front lawn. Because that's one of the great parts of California. You know, you could be at the beach and you could ski in the afternoon. That's so close to the mountains, I guess, there, Mick. So that's interesting. Your brother was in Albuquerque. Was he with the Defence Force or a company, business sort of work there?
Uh, picking up an American lady. Yeah, they live back over here now, but yeah, he while we were over there, and he decided to go to uni, and she was
Wow.
over here for uni, and then they both went over there together. So
Okay.
of all the places I could have gone in America, I spent like 3 weeks in Albuquerque.
Albuquerque. Oh, well, you meet the real people, though. I find the further you get away from Disneyland, the more real the people. You go to do what the
Oh,
locals
yeah,
do, drink and eat the way the locals eat.
oh yeah. They did all the things I hate, like it's the hot air balloon capital of the world, and they know I'm scared of heights, so they sent me up in one of them. Jerks.
Nick, tell
No
us, mate,
winning.
about this national Final Four school championship. So you went to a school in the Newcastle suburbs, and you were lucky enough during senior school, year 11 and year 12, 17-ish, 16-ish, to get a high school teacher who was the national uh, underage coach himself. Was he like the under 18s, under 20s national coach or national assistant coach?
Uh, yeah, it was good old Warners Bay High represent.
Yeah, yeah.
We had Bob McGugan, who was he just coached the under 21s to a gold medal or bronze medal. I've got the
Wow.
VHS tape at home. This is how far back we're going.
They might have had
Pre
Exum and some of the, or
Old millennium.
Dwight. Yeah, they might have had some of
Uh,
the guys that
I
played for
think
Simon
I think they
Dwight that
had
played for
I think they
Canberra.
had yeah, I think they had Bogut. They had a
Wow.
fair few good players. Like it's a long time ago.
Yeah, but I remember when the team that won that national championship, some guys went on to great things, and they were the talk of the future,
Yeah.
like Bogut. And I think there was a guy, Simon Dwight, was a massive dunker there for the
Oh,
Canberra team there back at the
yeah.
time. But Nick, so this guy comes in as a teacher. You're interested in basketball, grade 9, 10, 16, 17. What was happening?
Yeah, well, I got into the team in year eight as one of the younger dudes, and we had a couple of
Wow.
guys that were in the year 11 and 12s, and they made it to like the final 16 in the state. And then
Yeah.
Tony Blythe, who had, I think he played a couple of Falcons games for the
Yes.
Newey Falcons.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, he was in the year 11, he was in the year 12s thing, and then we had a couple of lean years, but then we had a couple of dudes, Daniel Spruce, who was in
Oh,
the
yeah.
Falcons for a season, I
Mm-hmm.
think. He played a game or two. And then a couple other big guys, Daniel Giles, he was a
Yes.
state sort of player. And then me at the three man at 6'4",
Yeah.
and the other
Yeah,
two dudes
yeah.
bigger than me. So
Wow.
definitely a grit grind team.
Yeah.
And then a couple of the younger dudes. So it was like two or three dudes in each year group. So we held sustained for my year, went through
Ah. Yes.
bronze medal. The year after they came fourth. The year after that, I think they won the whole shebang. Couldn't have
Wow.
done it when I was there,
Wow. National
but yeah,
champions. Wow. Wow. And
with
so that's
only
a, yeah. With
and
only,
that's just a
sorry.
public school. Yeah, public school that just happened to have a few good players, and
Yeah.
the coach who was like, "We have this, we will do this," and we're like, "But
Wow.
what if?" And he's like, "This is a authoritative, like we are playing this way," and he's like, "Trust me." And after the first year where we make the state eight,
Yes.
and we're like, "Yeah, okay, we trust you. We'll do whatever you want."
Okay. So for folks who don't know, in New South Wales, public schools have a knockout called the Combined High Schools Knockout. So you've got to win to keep advancing, and there's a national championship that you can enter, and it's got at least four divisions. So a really small team could
Mm,
go in third or fourth division, but you might play in Sydney, it might be in Melbourne, whatever
yep.
year the national championships is on. It could be in Perth or Adelaide. You've got to go. Could be like like the equivalent of going from LA to New York or Boston. You've got to save your money, go over there, enter, play your pool games, a bit like a FIBA championship, I guess, and then play crossover games. Does that sound right, Mick? You got robbed in a crossover
Uh,
game.
yeah, we made it through in first division, so we got invited. We didn't have to ask to go. So
Great.
we're in the Division One. We smash a Canberra team, smash a Brisbane team, or a Queensland team, and
Mm.
then we lose in the crossover. Well, we lose one of the pool games, then we lose in the crossover for the gold medal game. So we end up going to the bronze medal game,
Okay.
and we win the bronze medal. And then later on, we see a look across the court and see the dudes who come second, and they looked a lot less happy than we did. And I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. It's better. But yeah, at at the time, we came third in the nation, but because it's a
Yeah.
knockout comp, we held the record for 2 years for the most losses in a season in Warners Bay High history because we lost twice.
Oh. And then that's a team that's
In a
not
knockout
used to
comp, you
losing.
don't get to lose twice.
Oh, wow, wow. And that's fantastic, though. What a story. So, final, we haven't had many people, there won't be many people we interview in the States that are Final Four high school and in losing two games in their high school year with a team that
Well,
had the worst win-loss record.
yeah, the best part about this is, Borgie, it was in 1996, so no one can
Wow.
look it up on the internet. I can say anything.
You
I can say anything, and people will be like, "The internet didn't exist then, so we're good."
Now, I can remember getting League Pass a few years ago and running into yourself, and again, you were already doubting Pelinka there, and you were Mick the Inca who doubts Pelinka now on the questions we get on the Larry Lakers at Gmail. People can send their questions in to the Larry Lakers at Gmail. We'll work on one day going live. I've worked out how to do it, but we're recording this one. We'll put some little pictures around it. But Mick, you liked the Lakers for a little while there in two iterations. The one pre-Davis, where it was just LeBron and a whole lot of young guys. What do you think? Did you wish they didn't trade for Davis? And they gave a lot away as well to get Davis.
Well, okay, well, I know LeBron's old and he wants to win now and all that whingy LeBron stuff, but you have a look at that Lakers team back then. Like, okay, Davis can be great, but he comes and goes. Give me
Yes.
Randall's consistent 15 and 8 or 16 and 8, four
Yeah.
assists every single game. I'll take that. And
Randall, I
then
think.
that team, like,
Was
you
it
pick
Brandon
up LeBron
Ingram?
as a free
Brandon
agent.
Ingram? Brandon
You had
Ingram, I think,
Ingram,
was there.
so you would have had
He,
Ingram, LeBron, and
probably lucky they haven't spent a lot of money on
Randall.
Lonzo Ball. Lonzo Ball money hasn't quite worked out,
Well,
but he's been unlucky.
he was getting better and better, and then except for his knees, they got worse and worse.
Yeah, yeah.
Which, yeah, I mean, what is he?
Ah,
He's like 24 or 25 now,
yeah.
Borgie. What would you give
He's
to be that age and have bad knees?
bad knees.
You'd
He's
love
on
it.
the list. He's on the list of players out tomorrow for Chicago, but they have to play Caruso, the nude nut, who was the undrafted player
Oh,
that ended up starting in the 2019 championships in the bubble, just because he had motor. Caruso, what a story! So he's playing for
well,
Chicago.
I mean, earlier you said that they need some motor in there. He was
Yeah.
a motor. He was a hustler. Doesn't need the ball. Happy to play off it. Happy to play defense. And the Lakers have none of that right now. They
They
so
need
okay,
it.
you got Caruso on that team as well.
Yes.
Yeah, Caruso with that old Lakers team.
Yeah.
Zubac. I
Yes, it
think they
wasn't
had
that a
one of the
dud trade.
Lopez's.
Avaka Zubac. I think the Lopez had
Yeah.
he had gone before LeBron got there, which was sad. I think
Oh,
he would have
okay.
been worth
It's
keeping.
close.
And what a pickup he was for Milwaukee. And I
Oh
think
yeah.
Randall
Oh,
left
Josh Hart.
before the Pelicans. He might have had a year with Davis. Josh Hart. Now there's a guy with motor. He played him yesterday and beat them. Josh Hart. He beat him yesterday.
Yeah, he's another dude. Doesn't need the ball. Happy to play defense. Rebounds more than any other shooting guard in the world. Why would you not
Yes.
keep him? Oh,
Crazy.
like you've gone for the diamond, which is
Yeah.
great. Sometimes you
Yeah.
need a diamond, but most of the time you need lots and lots of coal. Like you can have one diamond and it might be worth a lot, but it's not going to keep your house warm. You need some of that coal to keep that house warm.
Keep it going. So it wasn't a bad team before LeBron, and now then when LeBron
It was
got
just
there, they had to trade all these
it was just
parts to
young.
get. I think Randall had already gone, and I think at the end of that also your mate there Lopez had gone, but
Well, yeah,
they had Ingram.
they
Oh, as well as that, they had the guy that's playing with the he blonded his hair. He's playing with Washington.
oh Kuzma.
Kuzma. They had
So
Kuzma. They had won
like
the
he's
Summer League. They won Summer League with Caruso,
yeah.
Kuzma, Hart, Lonzo Ball. They're an exciting young team. And they were adding LeBron.
So lots of dudes who were good, solid role players and played defense, and you get rid of them all to bring in more dudes who need the ball. But at last count, they still only use one ball. They can't all have it, and LeBron will never give it up. Never.
Oh. And these Pelinka trades, we don't know if it's Pelinka or whether LeBron's got his arm behind his back and he's pulling the strings like a puppet, pulling Pelinka to tell him who to trade for. He did pretty well getting rid of Russell Westbrook right on the trade deadline last year. But I don't
Yes.
know if we can rely on him to pull some genius again. Like that was like a 45, $47 million contract that was better at 315s, 315 to $17 million players are better than one at
Yeah.
47. Or, and there's empty points now, Mick. There's
Well,
guys like who get their 18, 20, 28 points, but their teams never win. Like this guy, Christian Wood. They're not winning much there, even though his teams he's got points on them.
ah, well, he was a dude with the Rockets and stuff, and I think Dallas when they were useless, and he was getting the ball a lot and can put points on the board.
Yeah.
But what does he need to put points on the board? He needs the ball. And what are the Lakers like? Okay, who you got? You got Davis needs the ball. LeBron needs the ball. Uh, the other guys don't deserve the ball. Reeves hustles, works hard, needs the
Yeah.
ball. And then
Yeah.
you got Woods who comes in. I'm an 18 point a game scorer, but I need the ball. Can't score without getting the ball. And there's still only one.
Yeah. Yeah. Now,
If they can get give him back a Rondo who'll sit there and tell people where to go.
just someone to guide him around. I was a bit sorry they didn't get the other little guard there that's at Minnesota now, and they got him from Utah, and he was with the Grit Conley.
Oh,
Like he had a, they said, oh, it's
oh,
not a great contract to get because he was 30 million and Russell was over the 45, but Utah was the team we were dealing with, and they said they might try and give us. Conley, but he's got 30 and next year he's only guaranteed 15. So if he didn't go well, you could get rid of him. But he still might have been owed 30, but the only guaranteed part was half of it. I still think he's doing well with the Timberwolves. They're leading the competition in the Western Conference. They're ahead of the Nuggets. Give me Conley. He'd steer him
there's a
around.
sentence. There's a sentence I never thought I'd hear since Kevin Garnett left there. I mean, come
Left the
on.
Timberwolves. Yeah, yeah, and they've got
Oh,
they're playing all
Conley's
those
great.
centres. Yes, and he'd be great with the Lakers, just steering them around the park, mate.
Well,
Uh,
I,
yeah.
LeBron would have to play off the ball because Conley's
Mm.
a he's that guy. He controls the team. And is it working? I don't know. Let's see. The Timberwolves are playing well. That's not a real sentence.
I didn't think anyone with the big man there at the centre would be winning, and they've got Gobert. They've got the other guy that wanted them to bring Gobert, and they've still got another guy, Naz Reid, who would be a great backup centre with the Lakers. But I think he got paid. The
Yeah.
Lakers seem to want a backup centre for the veterans minimum, one and a half, or depending how long you've played, million. And there's guys out there that are playing on 8, 9, 10 that'd be wonderful
Yeah.
for the Lakers. And just preserve Anthony Davis a little bit.
Yeah. Well, you've got Tim. Take a look at Tim Duncan. What did he do for the last few years with San Antonio? I'll take a pay cut. I'll take a pay cut. I'll play for like
Yeah,
$6 million. If LeBron
yeah,
did that, that opens up like $35 million for the Lakers to go get two people. But
yes.
he'd rather complain about the people he can't get. But I want all that money. Dude, you want to win or do you just want your money, and if it's not done your way, tough luck?
A couple of
I don't know.
times this year, he's worked off the ball early in games and he's gone to the post because he dribbles into the low post, which is a bit boring because three guys are in front of him by the time he dribbles in there. But he's been cutting from the weak side, a lot round to the strong side, got the ball. And backed his player up, so he's already in the post when he catches it. He did it the very first basket against the Pelicans in the semi-final of the mid-season. But I think he could have another 10 years on his life, just like Karl Malone, but he'd have to be willing to score 14, 18 points. Could you ever see it happen, Mick? He just play as a low post player and go another 5 years?
Uh, he's got that Carmelo Anthony ego. It's going
Yeah.
to take a big hit for him to actually take a back seat. Like Tim Duncan did it. Tim
Yes.
Duncan was like, "Hey man, I'll cut my minutes and then slowly ramp down a bit, but I get to play for another 5 years."
Yeah,
Like a
yeah.
fair few players do that, and
Yes.
LeBron, as I've said, like ridiculous athlete, massively
Yeah,
strong.
yeah.
Like the first championship with Miami, well, Wade had the ball most of the time. LeBron went and hit the high post, and what happens? They win a title. The next couple of years later, LeBron's like, "No, I'll play point guard." What happens? They don't win a title. Every time, like Rondo moves him off the ball in the bubble. Rondo's like, "I'm the point guard," and what happens? Oh, hang on, they won a title.
Won a title.
Kyrie Irving
This-
pushed him off the ball. They won a title. There's a bit of a pattern here, but
Stephen Curry, his greatest work's off the ball. All the kids think they got to just hog the ball and hit a three. Stephen Curry, he runs like about 10
uh,
kilometres a game or 6 miles a game.
yeah,
Kids, do you think kids
go
forget
back
they
and
don't
look.
see the work off the ball?
No, we've seen the games they play at lunchtime at school. It's run, jack up a three, and I'll
Three.
stand here and just jack up a three, and lunchtime's 40 minutes. I reckon they make five of them in 40 minutes. You sit there shaking your head, oh my god, what are these guys doing? This is why Scone never won a championship in basketball.
He's helped kids fall in love with the three, but they don't watch off the ball. They just watch the ball. Or they go with the camera, I guess. Now, mate, tell us a
Yep.
little bit about this.
He's-
I've probably got about 4 minutes left on this Zoom. What about your brother started a Shark Tank?
oh
This is
yeah.
better than Shark Tank. Dynasty Managers, the best $2 you'll ever spend. Tell me about that.
Oh, easy. So you can check it out. It's in Apple Store or Google
Yeah.
Play. It's we haven't updated it for about 4 or 5 years, but my little brother and myself being basketball junkies, and him
Mm,
being a computer nerd, he's like, man, I
mm.
want to build a basketball simulation app where you can trade players, you can scout players, you can buy and sell things, swap picks, change the style of gameplay. You don't actually see it play out on the court, but it has a little rolling statistics thing on the side, and you can just get lost in that if you're a manager kind of guy, like who likes management games. And yeah, check it out. $2 at the
Two
moment. I think
bucks.
he's sold like 14,000 copies of it. It's
Wow.
pretty sweet.
Wow.
You can
Yes.
play as me. What is it? I'm really good for about a minute, but I've got 1 out of 10 for fitness, so I die off really fast.
Well, mate, and you've played in a few little rec leagues up in the north of the Newcastle there. It's hard to get up and down the court, or there's a whole bunch of sort of old guys. I think in the States we'd call it a rec league, a recreational league, like the local PCYC and
Oh
things
yeah.
they have. You've been in a few of those, mate. Not a lot happening. Well, it varies, I guess. Inconsistent, eclectic group of players.
They are. You're hitting that age. I'm 44. The days of playing representative level sports are about a decade behind me. But dudes are going out there having fun, putting some effort in, and that's all you can ask. Some young guys, you might do a little move, and they're like, "Oh, dude, how'd you do that?" So you show them, you're like, "Hey, man, I did this." Or you talk to them because what's the good of having all the knowledge in your brain, taking it with you? Like, man, we didn't make it pro, but some young fast guy might go better than we did. Let's get, then maybe he goes, "Oh, shout out to that old bald dude at Scone who I used to play with. He was all right. He taught me this sweet move."
Oh, very good. We'll talk life post high school. I think you've played at what we'd call the second, the fringe of the second, and certainly in the middle of the third level. We've got a thing called State League here, and there's sort of like a bit like the G League. There's a league in between the NBL and that State League that each state has. In some states, it's very strong, like Victoria, incredible, as is their football State League as well, mate. Who are we watching for tomorrow? We've got the Bulls versus the Lakers. It's about a 4.5 point difference that the Bulls have got. So the Lakers are actually minus 4.5 in the betting. So they've got to win by more than 4.5. But get this, without the guy that won the dunking competition, Zach LaVine, where he narrowly won it over Jordan there, the guy that played, Aaron Jordan, that plays for the Denver Nuggets.
Aaron Gordon won that.
Aaron Gordon, sorry. Aaron Gordon, not Jordan. Aaron Gordon. And yeah, I thought he might have won that dunk contest. Mate, tomorrow, he's been injured. And guess what? They've gone 6-3 without him. And there's talk of the Lakers trying to get him in a trade, but they would have to give away everyone to get him. And he's a knee guy. What's your prediction tomorrow? It looks like both teams, both the Lakers and the Bulls, are both better without Zach LaVine. But prediction tomorrow, mate, and then we better wind it.
Mate, if the Bulls go low, go to the basket early, the Bulls will smash them.
Okay,
Lakers don't like the muscle.
Oh, okay. We'll see tomorrow how that goes. Mick the Inca, who doubts Pelinka, thanks for being on the show. You're on the Larry Lakers. It's a podcast. Subscribe, and it's a YouTube. Please subscribe. Thanks again, Mick.